watching the Brotherhood, a gaming video game show, the only video game show that wonders why Master Splinter has not had his own solo video game yet. I'm your host, William Morris.
I'm your co-host, Eugene Morris.
So, coming up on our Sega Genesis vs. Super Nintendo episode, we have the Ninja Turtles, featuring several different games on both consoles.
Well, since there's a new movie coming up, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the 16-bit Ninja Turtle games and see how they stack up.
Hey, timing.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time is based on the arcade game of the same name. Duh. While it's not a direct port of the arcade game, missing several key features, it does a pretty good job in making up for it. One of them is the Super Nintendo's Mode 7, which was featured in games like F-Zero and Super Mario Kart. Specifically, you can see this function at work in the Neon Knight Riders level. In the opening cutscene, we see the Turtles enjoying a report from their good old friend April O'Neil, when suddenly a supersized Krang flies out of nowhere and takes the Statue of Liberty without asking. Why he does this is never revealed, and how he does it is just as ambiguous. But whatever. We then see the Shredder appear on the television screen, mocking the Turtles to come and get him. You know, it's a pretty extreme thing for Shredder and Krang to steal the Statue of Liberty just to get the Turtles' attention and come after them. Hell, with a stunt like this, I'm surprised the army from all nations didn't declare war on Shredhead. Yeah, but then again, David Copperfield got away with it. Until Bill Clinton told him to put it back. Yeah. The game can be played as one of two players as you motor through 10 levels. As you battle, you have your standard attack and jump buttons, but you also have a variety of assaults that you can use on your enemies. It really is impressive, the range of moves that are at your disposal. When moving forward, eventually you will start running. By pressing attack, you will ram into the enemies. If you run and start flipping, you can also do a slide attack, which is also very helpful. While in close range, you have a couple of grapple moves. One enables you to slam your opponents on the ground back and forth several times. This will allow you to take out several enemies at once. You can also throw your enemies at the screen, which is a really cool effect. This is Mode 7 at work again. You will also need this maneuver the first time you fight Shredder. When jumping, you can do a dive attack, either a fast or a short version, and slightly longer range one. And if you press the jump and attack together, you can do a special attack. However, be warned, this move will drain your energy like in most beat-em-ups. You also have a back attack that you can perform if bad guys are trying to get you from the rear. Each turtle plays slightly different. Leonardo and his swords is the most evenly balanced. Donatello is the slowest, but his staff gives him a long reach. Raphael has this size, and they're the fastest. Michelangelo is, well, he's Michelangelo, I guess. In this game, you can face enemies from the 80s cartoon shows such as the Rat King, Leatherhead, Toka, and Razor from the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. The graphics are bright and colorful and just pop off the screen. Every character has his own personality, and the sound effects are classic Konami. As for the music, do we really need to say anything? I mean, just listen to this stuff. God, it's orgasmic. You can also change the look of your turtles from the animated series to the comic book looks, where they didn't have pupils in their eyes. Turtles in Time also features a duel mode, where you can spar off against your partner, and a time trial, where you can try to beat as many enemies as you can in the time span. You can also adjust your difficulty levels, and give yourself as many or as few lives as you want to give yourself that extra challenge. You really can't go wrong with Turtles in Time. It's colorful, it's a fun beat-em-up that is a must-have for any Turtles fan, or any Super Nintendo owner, basically. But you probably already knew that. But what about the Sega equivalent? Does it hold up just as well?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Hyperstone Heist was the very first TMNT game to appear on the Sega Genesis. While April is reporting from Ellis Island, Manhattan Island and the Statue of Liberty suddenly vanished. That's one way to upstage the Super Nintendo version. This time, Shredder flat out took New York. Gotta admit, haven't seen David pull that one off yet. The Turtles are watching this from their lair when suddenly the Shredder appears, looking ripped by the way, and starts bragging about his new Hyperstone, which gives him the power to do a variety of things, like shrink cities. Anyway, he dares the Turtles to come after him, and of course they oblige. I mean, who else will, right? Hyperstone Heist borrows heavily from Turtles in Time, while borrowing elements from the original arcade game and the Manhattan Project. The gameplay is more or less similar to Turtles in Time, but modified for the Sega Genesis controller. There are 3 buttons that are in use, one for attack, one for jump, and the other is the run button. While one of us prefers the automatic running from time, it is easy to get used to, and it still allows you to perform the bulk of moves, from the dash attack, jump attacks, and so on. The Turtles also place very similar to their SNES counterparts. The graphics, while slightly different from Time, are just as good. To us, while the graphics are not as bright, they appear to be more detailed, and there are more frames to their movements, which is very cool. However, without the Mode 7, you cannot throw enemies at the screen. Then again, there weren't any enemies for that to be effective anyway. Like Time, enemies range from the TV show and from the movie Secret of the Ooze. Bosses include Rocksteady, Leatherhead, a human Baxter Stockman, and Tatsu. In Hyperstone Heist, there are only 5 levels. Even though there are fewer levels in this game than there are in Time, it does make up for it by being longer. The special effects are basically similar to Turtles in Time. So is the soundtrack. However, in Hyperstone Heist, the music sounds slightly faster and more aggressive. It's a shame that no one really talks about this game, or that it's dismissed as just a carbon copy of Turtles in Time, because we actually slightly prefer this edition. Now don't overreact, Turtles in Time kicks so much ass. But Hyperstone Heist belongs right up there as well. It may not have as many features as Turtles in Time, but the gameplay is just as fun, with good animations, detailed graphics, and a better story. This Sega Turtles beat 'em up is very worthy of the title. In the mid-90s, the popularity of Ninja Turtles was starting to wane, so Konami decided to make a new series of Street Fighter-style games featuring the Turtles and the characters from their universe. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter series. Now, Konami was known for making different versions of their games for different consoles. First up is the SNES version. First off, this game features a tournament mode and a story mode, each with its own uniqueness. In tournament mode, Channel 6 is holding a fighting tournament with prizes and money to be rewarded. The Turtles notice the Shredder is one of the entries, so they are suspicious already. Then Master Splinter challenges his students to show him the fruits of their training by entering the tournament themselves. Why he doesn't join and become an optional character himself, we'll never know. In story mode, the Turtles find out that Splinter and April have been captured by a group calling themselves the Shredder Elite, led by none other than Karai. You select a turtle combatant and fight your way through each of the other characters in the game. The fighters in this game include the Turtles, War, Wingnut, Armagon, Cyber Shredder, Chrome Dome, and Asuka, who was an original character made for the game. There are also 2 boss characters, the Rat King and Karai. When playing in tournament mode, each character has their own motivations for entering the tournament, such as Donatello, who needs money to complete his invention, or Raphael, who wants to buy gifts for his friends. Best turtle. The combat in this game is well done. It's smooth and fluent. It uses 4 buttons, 2 normal attacks, and 2 fierce attacks. The standard fare is here as well, with combos, throws, special attacks, and supers, which are performed by filling the mutagen meter to full and pressing the fierce buttons together. The backgrounds are also very interesting to say the least. I wonder why the Kraken is just watching. This is probably the best part of it today. In the options menu, you can adjust the difficulty and the speed if you want to go turbo. Oh, and there's also a watch mode in which you can watch 2 CPU fighters go at it. Pretty pointless. In any event, when it comes to standard 2D fighters, this one is all around pretty solid. Man, checking out these 16-bit games, the Turtles are really on a roll.
Oh boy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for the Sega Genesis. Well, like we mentioned earlier, Konami made a concrete effort to make every game in the series different and unique from each other. And as we found out, some worked better than others. The storyline of this version is as follows. Master Splinter is meditating in his den when suddenly his sons arrive. But wait, it's not his sons, but clones made by Krang! And then he is kidnapped. And then it's up to the turtles. Oh, okay, you know what? Hold on. You know, it's pretty annoying to me that Splinter is always getting captured. He's the master of the turtles who taught them everything they know. Yet, he's always the one that's getting the short end of the stick. You know, I just realized that in this game, Splinter is the damsel in distress, with April O'Neil being one of the heroes to help save him. What the fuck? Isn't Splinter supposed to be, you know, badass? What kind of lazy writing is this? Ugh. The fighters include the Turtles, April O'Neil, Casey Jones, Ray Fillet, and Syphilis. An original character made just for the game. In first player mode, the Chosen Warrior battles through the clones created by Krang until battling 3 major boss characters, the Triceraton, Krang, and Karai. There is a tournament mode where you can fight 88 straight fights with 1 health Jesus fucking Christ. And of course, 2-player mode. There is also a practice mode, but you know something? I don't consider it much of a practice mode when the CPU is constantly kicking my ass! To utilize the 3 buttons of the Sega Genesis controller, 2 of them are used for attacks and 1 is used as a taunt. By imputing button directions in correspondence with the buttons that you can perform, you can actually do some super moves. When your health bar gets low enough, it will start flashing, and then you can perform a desperation attack by inputting the certain commands. However, we weren't exactly able to pull any of them off because, well, as it turns out, Mortal Kombat fatalities were easier to do. We give Konami credit for giving the characters more voice acting than the other Turtles game, that is. Well, we would if it was at least, you know, done competently. They just sound too digital, and some are actually pretty darn difficult to make out. Despite that, the music and the sound effects are actually still fairly decent. While the graphics are okay and the backgrounds are entertaining to look at, the action seems just, well, really choppy and disjointed. It's as if there were not enough frames for the animation. Another thing that jumps out is the difficulty. I mean, even on the easiest level, this game offers no mercy. Well, you can adjust their powers and speed, so I guess you have that, but overall, the game just feels really dull and boring. The Sega Genesis version of Tournament Fighters is not the worst ever, but the jerky combat and debonaring difficulty causes the novelty to wear thin very quickly. It's just a shame too, because the potential was definitely there, but unfortunately, it just wasn't realized all the way.
Well, guys, there you have it. Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Tournament Fighter, whatever you want to call them, for both the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Be sure to comment below. Let us know which games did you think were the best. We definitely showed you the pros and cons of each one. So what did you think, Gene?
I think it's a toss-up.
Well, until next time, keep on gaming, viewers. Be sure to keep an eye out for episode 3 of Sega Genesis vs. Super Nintendo. Be sure to also comment below not just what you thought was the better Turtles game, but what you think should be in future episodes. What games do you think appeared on both that should be compared, or games that have been looked over? We're always eager to find out, and we'll definitely put them through the trial. Well, until next time, follow us on Twitter, Facebook. The links will be above us, and you can see them in the description below, and we will see you next time.
Pizza time!
Ooh, pizza's here.
Hey there! Thank you so much for watching this video. We here at TBOG hope you enjoyed it. So before you go, please do us a big favor and drop a thumbs up. And if you thought it was entertaining, then please by all means share it with some friends. After all, you don't want to be selfish. You're cool like that. If you wish to follow the Brotherhood of Gaming, well, there are various ways to do so. You can click the bright red subscribe button staring at you, as well as following us on Twitter and Facebook via the links in the description. Lastly, be sure to visit our channel and our official website, thebrotherhoodofgaming.com, for more fun videos all categorized for your enjoyment. Thank you once again for watching, and keep on gaming, friends.